It's midday. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to 12 Live here on Class 91.3 FM in Accra and affiliates across the country. If you're listening in the Volta region, this is OFM 92.5, the Gban FM 102.5 is also picking the bulletin live in Tamale. We are live on Radio 192.1 in the Upper West region. We're also live on Radio 1, that's Radio Power 96 in Spain. And around the world, you can join us on classfmonline.com. And coming up this afternoon, fuel tanker drivers in Kumasi begin a 3-day sit-down strike over meter reading and parking concerns.
The reason why we are backing on this sit-down strike is we have a whole lot of problems that is encountering us, and we've told our management to fix it for us. It's been a while. We will not be hearing anything from them.
Meanwhile, petrol prices are expected to fall as diesel prices rise at the pumps. Also coming up this afternoon.
EMPP regional elections produce new faces in party leadership.
To me, no, yes, I back up. 2028, yes, I see, and then you may, 2028, yes, I see, and then you may, and to we EMPP Nibiano, and then you may, 2028, yes, I see.
Meanwhile, the party's flag bearer, Dr. Baumia, has charged the new executives to rebuild the party for it to regain power in 2028.
With the national elections, and therefore, at the end of that, the party will be in a good position to have that vehicle that drives us to victory in 2028. So there's a lot of work ahead of us.
Still to come, President Mahama announces government's adoption of a new strategy in the fight against illegal mining.
Before, what we did was when we clear, we hand over to the Forestry Service Commission. But they don't fear the Forest Service. They go and drive the forest guards out and they go back into the mine. And so now we put a military detachment. After we clear the forest reserve, we leave a military detachment there.
Still in the bulletin, hundreds of residents from Dome Kwabenya hit the streets and protests to get the Dome Kwabenya Brekusu Kitasi Road immediately completed.
It's been a long. Drivers on the road are complaining. Citizens on the road are complaining. Sometimes even to get access to work safe is an issue. So we are pleading with the government.
So this road, they need to complete it for us early by next year or December. Next year, December.
It's been so long. For the last 16 years, in and out. We've had, they start, they stop.
Later on in the bulletin, University of Health and Allied Sciences suspends ongoing exam due to administrative and logistical challenges. We have details to these stories and so many others coming up shortly. Please stay with us.
1.3 FM.
Thank you very much for your time with us here on 12 Live on Class 91.3 FM. My name is Charles Akrufi and I'm doing this together with
Veronica Amade.
Now, tanker drivers in Kumasi have begun a 3-day sit-down strike, raising concerns over alleged errors in meter readings and inadequate parking facilities. The drivers say inaccuracies in the metering of petroleum products are affecting the operations, which results in financial losses. The drivers also say the lack of adequate parking space is forcing them to park their trucks along the roadside while waiting to load or offload petroleum products. They argue that the situation exposes them to risks and creates inconvenience for other road users, particularly on busy routes. Let's get onto the phone lines now, and shortly we would be speaking to the Institute of Energy Securities and really understand, from their perspective, how this development are shaping up in Kumasi. As we hear, the tanker drivers have begun a 3-day sit-down strike, and of course they are raising concerns over alleged errors in meter readings and inadequate parking facilities. Let's take a listen to this clip shortly. We would be back and then we speak to the Institute of Energy Securities and then put matters into proper perspective as regards why this error, if it is anything to go by, that the tanker drivers in Kumasi are complaining about, and what possibly management could actually do to help address the issue as we have it now. Let's take a listen to this.
The reason why we are backing on this sit-down strike is we have a whole lot of problems. We have a whole lot of problems that is encountering us, and we've told our management to fix it for us. It's been a while. We've not been hearing anything from them. The problems, in a nutshell, our parking places. We don't have enough parking space for us to park. We park on the roadside. Safety-wise, one day, we may not hear any good news because we are disrupting the road uses. It's not we alone that we are parking at the road, using the road. So many people are using the road. One time, a timber truck hit one of the tankers, and there is a spillage on the ground. You can imagine if there is a fire around, what will happen? So these are some of the grievances, and we are experiencing a whole lot of shortages inside this thing due to the new meters that they've installed for us. So with that one, we are calling upon them to come and fix it for us so that we all will have a sound mind to work and deliver our quota to the service of the nation. We are giving ourselves 3 days. If the authorities didn't hear to our plight, then we continue with the strike.
So you heard there Yunus Bawa is the Kumasi Branch Association of the Tanker Drivers Association Executive Secretary. Let's connect to the phone lines now and speak to our Ashanti Regional Correspondent Elisha Dakwa for more on this development. Elisha, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time with us on 12 Live. So how are situations looking like even as the tanker drivers have announced this 3-day sit-down strike?
Yeah, when you come to Kasi, where the host station is located, the tanker drivers have actually parked their cars over here. They are certain, according to them, they will not work because what they are passing through is unfortunate because the issue has nothing to do with them, but it has to do with the meters that have been installed at both offices over here. The meters have been given under delivery measurements, which have led to many of their members arrested and penalty imposed on them. So for now, they are saying that they are not going to work until management do something about this particular meter, and also to ensure that they provide a place for them to park their cars, because when you come to Kasi here, they don't have open parking area. So all the drivers, when they come, they have to park around the road. So that particular thing is also causing danger to road users. So this is why the drivers have decided to embark on this particular initial 3 days strike action. When they are saying that if they don't hear anything from the management, they will continue with the strike, irrespective of what will happen in the Ashanti region. So this particular strike action will actually lead to food shortage in the Ashanti region if the management and the authority do not intervene immediately.
Elisha, personally and briefly, have you tried seeking audience with management over the development?
Yeah, according to the drivers, I have not personally have interaction with the management concerning this particular strike action, but according to the drivers, their executive in Kema have gone to meet with the both executives concerning this particular strike action. So let me ask Mr. Bawa, the regional secretary, if they have heard anything from the executive from Accra. So have you heard anything from your executive?
Yeah, we heard they talked to us. So the meeting is underway. Whatever comes
Class 91.3 FM.
So for now, you are not calling off the strike?
No, we are not calling off the strike until we hear from them.
Have you considered the implication of this particular strike?
Yes, we don't know. If tanker trucks are not loading, you can see the impact within the region or beyond the region that can bring.
So for now, what are you going to do?
We are not going to do anything until our plight to our grievances are being solved.
So did you initially petition the management before embarking on this?
A long time ago, we were telling them always, even national security have been coming here for to hear our plight. We've been telling them, they've been sending it to management here in one countless times. But it seems they are not want to hear our plight and solve it for us.
So this is Mr. Yanus Bawa, who is the regional branch secretary for Tanker Drivers Association. He is saying that the management are meeting with their executives in Accra. So the outcome of the meeting will determine whether they will call up their strike or they will continue with their strike action.
Elisha, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. And you heard the Ashanti regional correspondent Elisha Adakwa there in an interview, of course, with Yunus Bawa, who is the Kumasi branch of the Tanker Drivers Association Executive Secretary. Meanwhile, petrol prices are expected to fall while diesel prices could increase from today, August 17, 2026. And a mixed outlook for petroleum prices at the pumps. Data from the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies indicate that petrol prices could fall up to 2.90%, bringing the indicative price to about 15.82 Ghana cedis per litre. Diesel prices, however, are expected to rise by 1.39%, with a litre potentially selling at 17 Ghana cedis, 73 pesos. The price of liquefied petroleum gas is also projected to decline marginally by 0.93%, bringing the expected price to about 16 Ghana cedis, 21 pesos per kilogram. This is 12 Live here on Class 91.3 FM. Let's turn our attention to some other developments now.
Now, so hundreds of residents in parts of the Ga East municipality have staged a peaceful protest to demand urgent action on the deteriorating Dome-Kwabenya Brekusu Kitasi Road. Residents from Dome-Kwabenya, Brekusu, Ajimenti, and Kitasi joined the demonstration on today, August 17, calling for the road to be rehabilitated and completed without further delay. The protest was organized by the Dome-Kwabenya Kitasi Road Stakeholders Committee to draw attention to the worsening condition of the road and its impact on communities along the route. The demonstrator says the poor state of the road has made movement difficult for residents and commuters while also affecting commercial activities and transport operators. Speaking to the media during the protest, the resident says repeated engagements with the relevant authorities have failed to produce the needed action, leaving them with a little option but to demonstrate. They also expressed concern about the health risk associated with the road, particularly the heavy dust generated whenever they pass through the affected sections.
It's a peaceful demonstration for our road. Our road needs to be fixed. For over 20 years, this road has not been fixed. We voted massively for the government.
The problem we face for this road, the road and network is very bad. It's very, very, very bad. It's not good. If you are going dust, if you students they are going to school dust, then they sit, then they have cold and catarrh and etc. Because of that, that's the nature of the road. We are tired of the road.
Because of the bad road, that's why today we decided to come on set to ask the government to fix our community road from Kwabenya to Kitase. It's been a long. Drivers on the road are complaining. Citizens on the road are complaining. Sometimes even to get access to work safe is an issue. So we are pleading with the government.
So this road, they need to complete it for us. Early by next year or December, this road must be done.
This road has been abandoned for so long. I mean, it has been abandoned for many years. And this road is a very important road from Accra leading to another region, which is the eastern region. So we are appealing to the government to come to our aid and fix the road for us.
It's been so long. For the last 16 years, in and out. We've had, they start, they stop. And I think sometimes for a project like this, it's important for the citizens to come out, make some noise, conscientize the politicians. We hope that we can break their conscience so that they do something about it, mainly because if they manage to fix this road, there are people who live here and go into town for schools. The economic activity here will increase. People will build their homes here, schools will have children. I mean, life will come this way.
Well, you heard some of the residents in parts of the Ga East municipality demanding an urgent action on the deteriorating Dome-Kwabenya Brekusu Kitasi Road.
Let's do some party politics now, because the New Patriotic Party has completed its regional executive elections, with several new faces emerging to lead the party structures across the country. While some incumbents retain their positions, others were unseated in key regions as the NPP begins rebuilding its grassroots base following its defeat in the 2024 general elections. Our report looks at the major outcomes from Saturday's elections and what the new leadership means for the party ahead of the 2028 polls.
The new Patriotic Party has ushered in a new crop of regional chairmen following its regional executive elections held across the country on Saturday, August 15. Voting closed at 2 p.m. with sorting and counting beginning immediately afterwards, as delegates elected executives to steer the party's affairs at the regional level. The elections, which were generally peaceful, produced significant changes in some of the party's traditional strongholds, while several incumbent chairmen also managed to retain their positions. In the Ashanti region, Odenihu Kweku Appiah, popularly known as Toka, unseated incumbent Bernard Enchibosiako, Chairman Wuntumi, in the previous regional leadership cycle and secured a decisive victory over Dr. Henry Kwabena Kokofu, polling 658 votes against Kokofu's 269.
Yes, I back up. 2028. Yes, I see, and then you may 2028. Yes, I see, and then you may and we are people and then you may 2028. Yes, I see.
In Greater Accra, former Health Minister Dr. Bernard Okoboy also emerged victorious, defeating Alfred Boy. Dr. Okoboy secured 488 votes against Boy's 173 at the Wire Hall in Tema.
I'm going to be a servant leader. I'll be close to them. And I think the message went down. 488 versus 173. It's got almost 3 times. So I think the endorsement is overwhelming and the message was clear. What I told him was that we have to come together, be unified so we can work towards power. Not power to lord over others, but power to create opportunities for the youth.
The Central region also witnessed a change in leadership, with Joseph Kopna Esipo defeating incumbent Percy Dennis by 278 votes to 161. In the Western region, former Amenfi West parliamentary candidate Ignatius Kwesi Efrifa won the chairmanship.
Class 91.3
65 votes against Abdul Ganiyu Mohammed's 102. And in the Oti region, Dr. Frank Yuenchi defeated incumbent Evans Yao Dapa, securing 83 votes against Dapa's 71, while Hajia Sharifa Selina Secretary Tijana polled 60. But the elections also saw a number of incumbents retain their position. Jeff Kunedu Adom was re-elected in the Eastern region with 405 votes against Kojo Boateng Ajiman's 292. In the Bono region, Kwame Bafo, popularly known as Abronia DC, retained the chairmanship
Class
with 201 votes.
91.3 FM.
Mohamed Bantima Samba was re-elected in the Northern region, while Hussein Nuruddin retained the Northeast chairmanship. In the Volta region, Makafui Kofi Wanya also secured another term.
2028, we Mayor Wonders, our Bono region. We be a regional youth organizer. We catch them say Mayor Wonders, our Bono Hafo. It's a multi-session num and our winner Bono Ninana, no general secretary. Yeah, we need 26 from Ayi Bosso, Ekosi Atebubu. Yeah, we need 26.
So that was a report put together by the news team. Meanwhile, MPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has charged the party's newly elected regional executives to lead the rebuilding of the party ahead of the 2028 general elections. He made a call on Sunday, August 16, when he addressed the newly elected Greater Accra regional executives, urging them to commit fully to the party's reorganization and strengthen its structures at all levels.
This is a very great day. We have the newly elected Greater Accra Regional Executive led by the chairman, Okoboy, Dr. Okoboy. Let me congratulate you all and also congratulate the constituency chairman who are here. We've all fought a solid battle and you've been here. I know Dr. Okoboy very, very well. We are very good friends. He's a good man. He's unified. And he's very humble, if you know him. And I believe that he is going to really bring us a lot of seats in Greater Accra. The goal for all of us, is to win the 2028 election. this is just a stepping stone towards winning 2028. As a party, we have been engaged in an exercise of reorganization. We've had our polling station elections, we have our electoral area, we've had our constituency, we've now had our regional elections, and we will culminate that process on October 3rd with the national elections. And therefore, at the end of that, the party will be in a good position to have that vehicle that drives us to victory in 2028.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is NPP flag bearer. This is 12 Live on Class 91.3 FM.
Let's look at illegal mining because President John Dramani Mahama says the government has changed its approach to the fight against illegal mining by leaving military detachments in forest reserves after clearing them of illegal miners. Speaking during his tour of the Upper East region, he says the new approach is necessary because illegal miners previously returned to the forest after they were handed back to the Forestry Commission. He says the strategy means government has to spend more money to feed the soldiers and provide the logistics they need to remain in the forest.
We are working, NIMOS is working very hard. We've seized excavators, we've seized Shamfan machines, and you drive them out of this area, they run to this other area. But we are making progress. Of the almost 49 forest reserves that were invaded, we've been able to clear as many of them as possible of illegal miners. Before, what we did was when we clear, we hand over to the Forestry Service Commission. But they don't fear the Forest Service. They go and drive the forest guards out and they go back into the mine. And so now we put a military detachment. After we clear the forest reserve, we leave a military detachment there. And that means we have to spend more money. One, you must feed the soldiers. You must provide them with the logistics to continue to stay there in the forest. But we will not give up. We'll continue the fight against illegal mining. But Upper East has a good potential, and mining can create jobs, but we need to make sure that these are formalized mines so that they can employ our young people to operate.
He continued to say that Ghana's currency is long overdue for a refresh, citing the need to periodically update the security features on banknotes to stay ahead of counterfeiters. He, however, says the decision to redesign or replace the cedi rests with the Bank of Ghana. A currency refresh involves updating the security features of banknotes to strengthen their protection against counterfeiting. It would not change the value of the cedi or amount to a redenomination.
Every country, every 10 years, you are supposed to refresh your currency, because if you use the same currency for too long, people learn how to counterfeit it. So from time to time, you have to change the security features on your currency and refresh the currency so that it will take another 5 years, 6 years for the counterfeiters to be able to determine the security features and now start being able to produce their own currency. And so this particular currency is long overdue for refreshing. I know the governor has plans to refresh the currency, and I'm sure that at the appropriate time the Bank of Ghana will let Ghanaians know what they are doing about it. What I must say is that the cedi today is stronger than it was in the past because of good economic management.
You heard President John Dramani Mahama.
Let's turn our attention to the courts now, because the High Court in Accra has adjourned the trial of former Cybersecurity Authority Director General Kwabena Edubwahine and his wife Angela Boateng to August 25, 2026. The adjournment followed argument over an application pending before the Supreme Court seeking to restrain the High Court from continuing the trial during the legal vacation. Counsel holding brief for the accused persons, Peter Osaya Samoa, urged the court to adjourn the case to await the Supreme Court's determination of the injunction application, which has a return date of August 20. Let's get onto the phone lines for more details on this and speak to our court correspondent, Mami Abra Brew. Mami, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time with us on 12 Live. So what more do we know as far as this development in court is concerned, and what is there to learn even as court start today?
Charles, so the trial of former Cybersecurity Authority Director General Kwabena Edubwahine and his wife Angela Boateng was expected to continue at the Specialized Court 1 today. However, the Accra High Court has adjourned the trial to 25th August 2026 And this adjournment comes as a result of an injunction application filed by Kojo Opon Nkrumah MP for Ofuasi AUAB, and which is pending before the Supreme Court, seeking to restrain the High Court from continuing trial during the legal vacation. And the lead counsel, Samuel Atta Achia, wasn't in court today. However, he was represented by lawyer Peter Osei Asamoah, who subsequently urged the court to adjourn the case to await the Supreme Court's determination. Now, the trial judge, Justice Francis Achibonga, stated that when an application before the Supreme Court specifically seeking to restrain a lower court from conducting proceedings, and the lower court must adhere and should not continue with the conduct until such application is being determined by the apex court. And so the case has been adjourned to the 25th day of August 2025, and to actually wait for the Supreme Court's judgment on the injunction, and then the trial will subsequently proceed at the High Court.
Abba, let me thank you this afternoon for your time. And she is our court correspondent, Mami Abba Brio, with the latest from the High Court
Let's do some health stories, because the University of Health and Allied Sciences, has suspended its ongoing end of second semester examination for the 2025-2026 academic year, with immediate effect, in a statement issued by the Directorate of Academic Affairs on August 15, 2026. The university said the decision was taken to enable management to address outstanding administrative and logistical matters relating to the examination. The university assured students that a revised examination schedule would be communicated by the close of the day on Monday, August 17, 2026. Students have therefore been advised to remain available and regularly monitor the university's official communication channels for further updates. My colleague Zita Okwan joins me in studios with details of the statement. Zita, run us through.
Well, this statement is signed by the Registrar of the University, Dr. Cedric Dokuno. Says the management has decided to suspend the ongoing end of second semester examination for the 2025-2026 academic year with immediate effect. The suspension is to enable the university to address outstanding administrative and logistical matters in relation to the examination. A revived schedule would be communicated by close of day today, August 17. And then it went on to say that students are therefore advised to remain available and monitor the university's official communication channels for further information. So this management says that it regrets any inconvenience caused and appreciates the cooperation for all members and staff of the university community. Also, I must mention that the university administrators who are currently on strike are expected to meet the Minister of Education today. We know the administrators has been on strike for a week now. The minister or the Ministry of Education scheduled to meet them, and that meeting is taking effect today, Vero.
Thank you so much, Zita. You heard my colleague Zita Okwan with details of the statement from University of Health and Allied Science suspending their ongoing end of second semester examination for the 2025-2026 academic year.
Now, fire service personnel in the northern region have brought under control a fire outbreak at the Gushegu Nursing and Midwifery Training College. The fire, reported by some students in a social media post, affected an ICT laboratory and classroom. The extent of damage is yet to be established, while authorities are expected to investigate the cause of the fire. The Ghana National Fire Services Public Relations Officer for the Northern Region, Hudu Baba, says personnel from the Yendi Fire Station were deployed to the school and managed to bring the fire under control. No casualties have been recorded.
Look at the distance from the nearest fire station. The scene is about 61 kilometers, which would take not less than 56 minutes drive to that place. So that's why they are currently still at the scene to ensure that everything is okay. But all in all, it was involving a computer laboratory and one classroom. No casualty at all.
And so that was the public relations officer for the Ghana National Fire Service in the northern region. Before we take leave of you this afternoon, the Food and Drugs Authority is cautioning against use of chemicals for plantain ripening. And so if you love your plantain, you want to take caution as possible. Now, the attention of the Food and Drugs Authority has been drawn to a video circulating on social media about the alleged use of a chemical substance to accelerate the ripening of plantain at the Medina market in Accra as part of our mandate to protect public health and safety. The FDA, in collaboration with the Environmental Health Unit of the Lankwantanai Medina Municipal Assembly, initiated investigations into the matter, and we engaged traders in the market and the individual featured in the video to establish the veracity or otherwise of the said video. So that's a statement cautioning the general public against, some of these plantain products, or that's plantain chips that we buy on the streets. And then also the caution goes out to the traders who use ripening, if you like, agents to actually get them looking all good for attraction. And that's how we wrap up today's edition of 12 Live here on Class 91.3 FM. My name is Charles Akofi, and I did this with
Veronica Amade.
Remember, after this program is the afternoon business review with Oye Ankrah and the team. And also remember to always visit classfmonline.com for some more stories. And at 5 o'clock, you want to join Kwame Ochi Jr. with the team as they delve into the day's big issues together with some expert analysis right here on Class 91.3 FM. Do enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye-bye.